Hey guys, it's Marek here. I'm a budding video game composer, and today I thought I'd kick off my new Learning 2 series, which is going to be all about anything to do with music and video games really, whether that's industry advice, composition advice, writing emails advice, basically anything I can think of that I've picked up along the way starting out on this journey to try to become a full-time video game composer. You might find that you learn some new things, and hopefully it might get you onto your next project, or maybe even your very first project. So in today's video we're going to be discussing probably the hottest topic ever when it comes to video game music. It's the one that everyone always talks about all the time, and that is of course melody. So people often say that the most memorable soundtracks in video games are the ones with great melody lines. And on the most part, they're probably right. If you think about your Marios, your Zeldas, they wouldn't be the same without that melody. You know, it's part of the brand, it's part of the identity. It's really, really crucial. I've recently been playing Phoenix Wright again, and the soundtrack is incredible. The melodies, they get me pumped, even though it's a game about lawyers. So we're going to be talking about some of the things that I feel make up a great melody line, and some of the features that you can use and try to use in melody lines that you're writing. They're the things that I try to do all the time, and that's what we're going to go through today. But wait, first, video game music, you'll need a brief. So whether that's on a project you're already on and you've been given a brief already by the developer or the audio lead or whoever you're sort of answering to in the team, and if you don't have a brief, make one up. That's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm currently in the process of writing an electronic sci-fi adventure pack, which by the time this video is made and released will be available for you guys to download for free. The link I'll leave in the description. The brief that we're going to be setting for ourselves today is for this pack. So we're going to be writing a melody line which can fit in a battle scene or some sort of adventure scene within this kind of electronic sci-fi setting. So yeah, briefs are important. And yeah, once your brief has been decided, we can now move on to the actual writing and what I feel are the pillars. There are about 4 or 5 things that I think are integral to a good melody line. So number 1 is something that I call, and I've been using, I don't know if it's a real word or not, but singability. A melody line, great melody lines are ones that people can sing. You have to decide if your melody line, how singable do you want it to be? Sometimes the most simple melodies, the ones that can be sung easily, are regarded as some of the best because they're the ones that everyone can remember and they get in your head. Those are the things that get stuck in your head. So singability is something that's quite important, and it's something to maybe keep in mind. Should be sort of a common thread that runs through the rest of the tips that are coming up. So after singability, and after you've decided whether you want to have a singable melody line or not, the next is your contour or the shape of your melody line. So how do you want to get from A to B? Do you want there to be conflict? Do you want it to be an easy ride? Do you want there to be an ascent to the next part, or do you want it to descend? Do you want a bit of everything in there? If the situation of the game requires a moment of calm, then your melody line should reflect that. So for our brief, for our battle scene, something I like to do is create kind of tension in the melody line. I want to have these 3 notes. So these 3 notes, these are the kind of the core of the melody, the short melody that I'm writing for this song, for this piece. And I want there to be a bit more conflict. I want there to be a bit more shape. I want there to be a bit more going on, because it's going to be for an action-packed scenario. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bit more shape by creating a kind of tug of war between the lower notes and some higher ones. So there's a bit of conflict. It's almost like it's stretching the melody out a little bit in pitch. So that is contour and shape. Remember, for your brief, it might be something completely different. Think about how you could paint a picture with the music that you're writing. So next up is rhythm and subsequently tempo. Tempo is the speed at which you play music or listen to music. So rhythm is very, very important. It's one of the most, if not the most important aspect of music, because that's where the energy is. So the rhythm of a melody line can be changed and manipulated by dividing or chopping up different note lengths. So in music you have notes which are 4 beats long, 2 beats long, 1 beat, half beat, quarter, and even eighth, and so on, so on, so on. A 3 beat note is a 2 beat with a dot next to it, and that's because the dot adds half of whatever note has come before on top. So 2 halved is 1, 2 plus 1 equals 3, and this concept is something we're going to be taking into our melody line that we're writing today with the 1 beat notes. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a dot next to them, so these are now become half beats, and this is where we're going to generate energy. So first I'm going to show you the melody line that we've created just as straight rhythm. And now here's the same melody again, but this time with the rhythm, the rhythmical changes that we're adding in with these dotted crotchets. So yeah, as you can see, the rhythm has completely changed the complexion of this melody line. Something very, very simple but super effective. So next up we have harmony. Now harmony is once again very important, and just like with rhythm, I'll be creating a learning to video on harmony and I will be on rhythm as well. Those will be 2 different videos that you can keep an eye out for. So harmony is super important because it can single-handedly change the tone of your melody line. So think of harmony as the music which is supporting your melody. It's the thing which adds a bit more flavor, a bit more color to a melody line. But be careful, be warned, because harmony, if done correctly, can elevate a melody line without changing the melody line at all. You're just changing what's underneath. But at the same time, it can take away from a melody line, or it could disrupt the vibe that you might be going for with a melody line. So treat harmony with. So here are 3 different examples that I've got of harmony and ways that we could support this melody line. So as you can hear, 3 different examples, 3 different ways to blend the melody line and weave the melody line into the rest of our song. The last point I'm going to go onto is articulation. Now articulation is the way, literally, is what it says on the tin, so it's literally the way we articulate music. There are 2 ways of doing this, 2 main ways. One is legato, which is smooth playing, and staccato, which is short and bouncy playing. So here is our melody line again, just legato. Now here it is again, just staccato. And here it is again, but with a combination of the 2. It's a small detail, but it can really affect a melody line in a really great way. So yeah, those are sort of the 5 pillars of a great melody line, in my opinion. So you've got your singability, your shape and contour, your rhythm, harmony, and articulation. If you can get those 5 things covered, then you'll be in a great position to write a melody line. Remember, always harping back to your brief. If you're not sure about the rhythm, for example, do you want something that sounds energetic, like the dotted rhythms that we wrote in for our melody line? Well, think about your brief. The brief will help you come to conclusions for each of these questions so you can make these creative decisions confidently. So yeah, so that is our melody line, and that is learning to write a melody. Here is the melody line again, but now with some other stuff that is relevant to the brief that we've set. So electronic sci-fi setting. Here is the melody line again. So yeah, that's that. So this song, this melody line you can find it in the music pack. So if you like what you heard, feel free to check it out in the description. Like I said, it's a completely free download. And yeah, so thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, so watch out for more Learning To videos that will be coming out shortly. Keep an eye out for them. There'll be one on harmony, one on rhythm. I've got ideas for loads more. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.